On the Olympics, Premier, you've overseen a shambolic start to preparations so far. How can the public have faith in you and your government moving forward?
What I can assure the public and what Queenslanders know is that we will put on a fantastic Brisbane 2032 Games. But we're already spending $7.1 billion to build the arena, all of those community sporting venues, as well as the upgrades that I announced last week. I couldn't justify going above that $7.1 billion envelope when Queenslanders were struggling. That's why I made that decision. I know some people have criticised it, and I guess I've got to wear that as the leader, but my job is to make sure that we invest Queensland taxpayers' funds on their priorities, and right now, another new stadium is not their priority.
Okay, 7.1, that's a 50-50 split with the feds though. How much is the state on the hook for when it comes to venues?
We're paying a bit over 50% of that $7.1 billion, but that's our contribution to what will be a fantastic Games. We're going to get a new venue in the Brisbane Arena. We're going to get an upgrade to Suncorp Stadium to host the opening ceremony, and I think it will be a fantastic place to do that, as well as all of those community facilities. That's what the Games is all about, delivering to those communities so that young Queenslanders who one day want to go to the Olympics have somewhere to train and play at the weekend. It shouldn't be about billions of dollars more for a big inner city stadium. We're getting a multi-billion-dollar new arena in the Brisbane Arena. And so we're going to focus on delivering that, as well as the upgrades to the other three stadiums. So
when you say it's a bit over a 50-50 split, when it comes to your share, has the funding envelope changed?
No, 7.1 is what was agreed in the agreement with the Australian government. We were contributing about $200 million more than them.
Okay, but that hasn't changed. The funding envelope hasn't changed.
No.
But do you expect it to?
That's the decision I made last week.
Right. Do you expect it to moving forward though, given there's always cost blowouts, not to mention inflation as well?
We have included cost escalation into these costs, but what I didn't want to see was 7.1 become 8.5, and that's what the recommendation last week could have led to.
Part of that is the backflip on the Gabba. Now, it's an iconic stadium, as we all know, as Queenslanders know, but according to the latest report, it is no longer fit for purpose. Now, whether this is your decision or a government's decision down the track, what do you see as the future for the Gabba?
I think the Gabba should continue to be our main oval field. I think the recommendation that we could build a new oval field and knock down the Gabba while we've just built a massive brand new transit interchange at the Gabba, I don't think that was ever realistic. So we're going to continue to invest there to make it better, particularly to improve accessibility. And we'll be doing that for the Games, but also for AFL and cricket. I think really where the previous plan to redevelop the Gabba fell over was when we fully understood the impact of dislocation on cricket and the AFL. Right. And this new plan to do more incremental upgrades will allow them to keep playing. So you don't think, down the track it'll be redeveloped, the AFL, the cricket, it'll be moved elsewhere. You don't think it'll be turned into housing or whatever down the track, given that it's now regarded as no longer fit for purpose? The Gabba is a globally iconic cricket field, and I don't realistically see a scenario where any government in the future can knock it down. Having worked on a plan that might have seen those codes having to relocate for 4 years and learning how challenging that would be, I don't see a scenario where a future government would go down that track. I think it's likely to see more incremental improvements, and that's what we've committed to.
All right. You could have just done it now though, Premier. Save yourself the hassle down the track.
Well, we couldn't. It would have resulted in 4 years of dislocation for those codes, and that was not viable. And I wasn't willing to put in another $1 billion for a new stadium.
Premier, we'll leave it there. Appreciate your time, though. We'll talk to you soon.